Hi guys, okay, so we're going to concentrate on painting the Aquillas and we're going to do those in gold. So if I can find the gold, that is. Here we go. So I hope you all had a lovely night last night. I know I did. Lovely dinner. We ended up having a Chinese in the end, which is always good. Can't argue with a nice Chinese. And had my old beef and black bean, which is always really nice. I do like that. And the old prawn balls, which are surprisingly big. Hey, no, but they're kind of cool. You know, it is nice. They are nice. It was good company as well. We ended up playing Guess Who I Am game. That's where you stick a piece of paper or post it to your head. I think in England we also call it the Rizzler game. And you stick that to your head and you have a famous person's name on there and you have to guess who you are. And I had some really obscure ones, modern music, which if I was into dubstep I'd know, which was quite funny. So that's the 2 Aquillas done there, or 4 Aquillas done. Nice and simple, just quickly coated. Then we've got to spin them round. And then we've got to focus on doing the Aquillas on the wing. Now these are just your standard ones that you get with all the kits, I should imagine. You see these all the time on the sprues for the Land Raiders. Now I don't know whether these have been stuck on or whether they're already there, but I think the kit comes with basically loads of different things. Okay, so it's difficult painting around a camera. There we go. Okay, so we're going to leave the cockpit till the very last, because what I don't want to do is just start working on that straight away. Right, so it's a really basic paint job so far. We're going to look at bolters now, what we need to change on the hurricane bolters on the side. I think I'm missing the front section of the nose. We'll have to try and find that at some point. Okay, so let's look at the bolters, shall we? Right, so this is hurricane bolters. So obviously we've got to paint this. Oh, you can't see that, can you? We've got to paint this section here. I don't know what they are, but they look like winches, so we'll have to sort them out as well. Okay, so I think bolt gun metal there, and I think we're going to have to go for black here and here and here. So let's get the black out of the way first. And that's typical. I have to walk halfway across the room to get it, because I was painting the other day doing bases and it's in another part of the room. Right, so we've had some interesting comments so far on books. So if I just sort of flick over, we can have a look. Legion, I definitely have to read Legion at some point. I really should read that book. Apparently it explains so much, so I'll have a quick look at that. But yeah, there's quite a few different books I want to have a look at. The trouble is they keep bringing out something new and you think, right, I really should get that. Oh, I found the Beasts of War video. Thanks very much for that. And it's kind of nice seeing them back up there, because I kind of thought that they'd just been shut down and they were only concentrating on their website stuff. It's nice to see that they started another channel. So yeah, I'll be watching those, because they're really quite informative. And the nice thing about it was there was lots of great stuff like on the table, and stuff like that. You can tell I've had a bit to drink last night. I've got a really sore throat. Okay, so we'll just spin that round. Obviously we're not going to be able to get to the back of these, and I think this is the benefit of painting and putting things together as you go along. It's a real bonus to dry fit everything first as you go along and make sure it fits, and then that way you can paint it and then assemble it as you go along. It just sort of saves time. I rarely these days just put a model together and then paint it. You know, I did for the Rhino because it's such a basic shape. Now this is going to prove to be quite difficult to get into on the bolters. So it's just getting that bottom part in, and what we're going to do is we're just going to, I think the best bet would be to paint, I don't know if you can see that too well because my hand tends to get in the way, paint around like that. Let's paint around there as well. In fact, we'll do the whole bottom sections. There we go. I liked Girl Painting's latest video. That was quite cool. Talking about all the people that ask her to do stuff. It can be quite expensive. You know, obviously it would be cool to be able to just have an endless cash flow so you could just build stuff all the time. But, you know, it's nice just to sort of say, look, well, if it ever happens, I'll do one for you. But in the meantime, you know, I can't really go out and do it because it's expensive, man. It is expensive. Okay, so we've painted the bottom of the storm bolters, the hurricane bolters, sorry, I do apologise. Now we're going to leave those. We'll concentrate on the other side. Now we're just adding a bit of colour because otherwise it's just going to be bolt gun metal and gold, red and white, which is pretty much what it is. But even if it just adds a little bit of colour to it, it just helps. Because once we've cleaned this puppy up and we've chipped along here, we're going to have to wash the whole thing. And then we're going to weather the whole thing as well. What I've done on my Thunderhawk, which somebody else has mentioned to me, which is always good to do, is using black to represent where it's been coming through the atmosphere. I really must get my Thunderhawk finished. So, because that's been sitting there for ages. And it's one of those things where it was a real bugger to put together, and I've got to say, it's warped, completely warped when you buy it. So you have to do quite a bit of work to it, and it's not something you should take lightly. I had to do quite a bit of green stuffing on it, and but it was worth it. I've never used it, but in a game, but I should do. I need to build a base for it. That's the main thing. So if anybody knows any good, I'm looking for clear perspex rods. That's my next thing. Okay, so we've done that. Now we clean our brushes, and let's get the areas there that have not been painted properly, and we'll clean that up. And also the bulk on metal that we're going to do now gives us an opportunity to clean up any areas that we've gone over on as well. Okay, so I just used for the guns, I just used Chaos Black, and you can get that, it's nice and easy, but you can use any old black for it. Don't be fooled into thinking that you only have to use one type. Even though I do like the GW paints, I do prefer using the Valero now, which I really need to stock up on at some point, and try some new colours out, because I've got them basically. After talking to Black Sun Studios, we had a bit of a chat, and I also spoke to Orc Painter Nerd and Marnius, and we were sitting there gabbing away, discussing basically good paints for airbrushes. Okay, so that's nice and easy. You don't be worried about spilling paint and, you know, going over areas, because look, if you've done it lightly, you can hide it, and that's the main thing. Okay, and believe me, the pros do it all the time, and anybody that says they never ever go over the line is lying to themselves. Oh dear, I tell you what, it is so hot over here at the moment. I'm not a hot weather person, I'm a cold weather person. I like the snow.